Hello, and welcome to this week's episode of Futon Talks. I am your host, Christopher Midling, joined as always by the bane of my existence, Joshua Castro.
Thanks,
How are you
brother.
doing?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm doing pretty great, man.
Good.
Yes.
Sorry for the delay, guys. It's been a couple of weeks. I know you've been just fiending for more Futon Talks, but if you like seeing our faces, give us a like, comment, subscribe. We greatly appreciate it.
And if you don't like us, comment your grievances below. Tell us why you hate us so much. You know? Just interact with this video as much as you can. Make multiple accounts and leave hundreds of comments. All right?
Just celebrate Festivus in our comment section.
That's what I want.
That'd be the best.
Wait, that's what I don't want. That's if you're angry at us. So never mind. Just definitely don't do that. So
but yeah, we're here. We're finally here. The final Batman.
the end of the
For now.
freaking saga, man. Wow.
Yeah. It's gonna be a sad one. Tears will be shed.
All over the place.
Blood will be spilt.
Perhaps sweat will be sweated.
Bones will break.
Backs will.
And souls will break.
My soul has broken from multiple things over the last couple months.
Like what?
Like every soul of my body, every part of it. I'll explain why we're late, by the way, guys. We're a week late for those who aren't keeping tabs. The few of you who aren't. And the reason we're late is because of me. It's my fault. I had finals last week, and even though I got to take my finals a little early, I had to grade everybody else's finals for a couple classes that I TA for, and it was just not a good time. It was soul crushing. I feel like, you know, in a game when your like oxygen meter is running out and you just like barely break the surface of the water right as you would have drowned. That's exactly how I feel. Like that's it. I've felt that way for like a whole week. I know, right? Yeah. So I'm just like, I am threads of a man, but I'm good now, and it's over. And so your semi-weekly Futon Talks is back. All right.
There we go.
Yeah. You're welcome.
What are you wearing? I want to see that shirt.
It's literally a blue shirt. You want to see this? Oh, I got my
really
cords wrapped around me. It is just a blue shirt.
That's what I love to wear, man.
Yes,
nice.
Thank you.
Your shoulder blades are looking defined.
That's right. Looking good.
Look at those guns.
That's correct. That's why I wore the shirt. It's for my blades. My back blades, as it were. That's what I call them.
Well, very good.
Thank you.
Lately, I've been, trying to take care of myself. In the feet department, I've been.
It's always the feet department with you, man. I know. This is a recurring thing.
I bought some new flip flops that are orthopedic.
Orthopedic flip-flops?
Yeah.
Can you show them to me?
Yeah, sure.
You'll have to describe them in great detail for our audio.
These are Hokas.
Oh, I love Hokas.
Look at those things, man.
Dude, let me go grab my
They're
Hokas.
beautiful.
1 second. We gotta compare Hokas.
He's such a fool. He thinks that his Hokas can compare to mine. Oh, you gotta take care of yourself, guys. Don't go cheap on the feet. But also don't wear socks with these. People can pay for your toes.
Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
Oh, it's still too bright.
Oh, those are your Hoka shoes.
Yeah, they're not sandals, but they could be if I cut off most of the fabric, so I think it counts.
Oh.
No,
I
my
got
light.
you beat.
Do you have more than
I
one
got
Hoka?
Hokas. I have Hoka shoes now.
Whoa!
Do I need to go get those?
Yeah, you do. This is the content people wanted, dude. Look at that. Ooh. Oh, yeah. In the meantime, I'll tell people the benefits of a Hoka shoe. We're not sponsored by Hoka, but if they wanted to sponsor us, man, sponsor me away, Hoka. I will shill for you. But in the meantime, let me give you a tour. These guys, these things at the end, little teeth, what are they for? I don't know. I think it's so you can land better on your heels if you're a heel runner. And those big chonky things,
Surprise.
so that you don't hurt yourself. I don't know. They look dope.
These are
and
the
they're comfy.
Hoka Bondi 7s.
Oh, that's how Bruce Wayne would want his Hokas. All
It's
black.
like half boot, half sneaker.
That's right. It's like a military boot.
And I have the new insoles in
Oh,
for
and
my
you got
medium
insoles?
arches.
Dude.
Yeah.
How are they?
Pretty
Are they
great.
comfy?
Oh, it hurts so much to run around at work, but with these, I'm like on a cloud. Look at those things, man. They're beautiful.
Oh my! Look how much that thing goes up your inner, the inside of your
Yeah.
foot. For those
Yeah.
who can't see, it goes
I
up
need
about
that.
4 feet. I mean, it comes out of the shoe.
And you see this little divot?
I do.
Yeah. That feels good.
Yeah, I like it, man. I'm happy.
You gotta
for
take care of yourself.
You do. People don't invest enough in taking care of their feet, and I'm guilty of that.
No.
I balk at the prices.
I see
sometimes.
people run around barefoot all the time. Like they're cave people, like they're monkeys.
We've come from beyond this, guys. Come on, put some shoes on those feet. It's good for you.
Running around like, ooh, ooh, ha, ha.
That's what people without Hokas sound like.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you've joined the family, as it were. My mother-in-law is huge into Hokas. The only shoe she wears. If you wear Sauconys,
That's a good woman.
She'll look
That's a
down
good
on
woman
you.
right there.
She is a good woman. We got a good family over here. Grace doesn't wear Hokas.
Of course not.
It's kind of a tragedy.
We know
not
what
gonna lie.
we know what candy she likes. She's not wearing Hokas.
We know her taste, as it were. She drinks Hint water. Do you like Hint water?
Not really. I think it's pretty dumb.
Have you ever
Actually.
had sparkling water that sat out for several days?
Tent water.
No, like like a LaCroix.
Yeah.
It's that. It's a LaCroix with no carbonation.
Mm-hmm.
Kirkland
No,
brand is not
I
good, by the
drink
way.
I drink liquid IV now.
Dude, you just turned into Grace. That's her primary form of hydration.
Dude, liquid IV is so good.
Dang. Which one? Which flavor? They just came out with a pineapple.
Oh, I just get them all.
all.
Oh, pineapple?
Just get every single one. Yeah, pineapple's pretty good.
I got lemon lime in here right now.
I like the lemon lime. I like the original.
4 ounces of lemon lime.
64 ounces. That's a lot of limes.
Mm-hmm.
So at least 2.
Yeah, I've been drinking that. And that's about it. I don't eat at work anymore
I'm proud of you.
to save money and lose weight.
It's good. How much do you weigh right now?
I just drink water. Huh?
How much do you weigh right now?
Who knows?
I like it.
I'm not-
I don't know what I'm losing, but I want to lose it. I
It's
feel
a-
you.
As long as I weigh less than the money in my bank account, that's all that matters.
I don't know if that means you have a lot of money or no. Oh my gosh.
Bam.
Those are words to live by, Chris.
Yeah,
I'll remember that when I make more than $10 an hour.
that's right. Yeah. Do they pay you in scalped potatoes?
Pretty much, man. I mean, they should pay me in tuition. They should just pay for my tuition, but instead they give me like $9.50 an hour to suffer, and it's not worth it. All of it goes to taxes. It's okay. More would go if I was in California, though. So
That's true.
way more.
I lose about a quarter of my check every week.
That's crazy, dude. That's insane. I'm so
Like
sorry.
there's a little pie I see, and I see a quarter of it gone.
That's for Mr. Biden, as it were.
Yep, it's for Tom Rayleigh.
Tom Rayleigh.
He
Thank
keeps
you,
that.
Tom. Oh my gosh.
All right.
Speaking
I guess we
of
should
the
just get
corruption
into it.
above us that we must overthrow. What's this episode about?
This episode is about The Dark Knight Rises. Now, you know me. I have always said I've been a huge fan of this movie.
Yes.
And I just want to promise you and the audience listening to us that I'll try to be more honest and not so hyperbolic or exaggerated with this movie. Just tell you exactly how I feel.
It's very noble.
Thank you. But how do you feel about this movie, man? It's the last Nolan Batman.
I can tell you how I feel about this movie with words.
Do we have 3 words for this movie?
Yeah. I'm trying to think. Yeah, I got 3 words, but they're like a phrase, so you're not gonna like it, but it's okay.
That's fine.
I feel like you go first. Because I had words.
Me
and
go
I was
first.
like, yeah, you go first. Those are my words.
3 words for The Dark Knight Rises. Or Dark Knight Rises. It's not The Dark Knight Rises, right?
Is it?
Oh, it is The Dark Knight Rises.
The Dark Knight
Okay.
Rises. They all start with the, apparently.
Except for Batman Begins.
The Batman Begins.
The Batman Begins. The Facebook.
The Facebook.
Dark Knight Rises. Epic. Here's a little phrase. Edge of your seat.
Whoa.
And you know what? Let's go with ultimate.
Interesting. Those are some.
Ultimate.
I like how unhyperbolic those. I like how hypobolic those words were. Actually, let me think.
Well, I have to be honest.
That's true, and I respect that. I feel like my resounding word is just meh. I can't even think of 3 words. Just three intonations of meh. But
Oh, here's my 3 words. Not long enough.
you're insane. I'd say a little long. Those are my 3 words. A little long.
Not long enough.
I like videos talking about The Dark Knight Rises a lot more than I like The Dark Knight Rises. Like, that's the best way I can describe how I feel about this movie.
I hope that reflects in our podcast when people listen to it.
I hope so too.
I hope people are like, I like listening to these guys talk about it than watching the actual movie. That's how descriptive I hope that we are, you know.
That's how good we are at this. I hope Christopher Nolan knows we're coming for him, because people are gonna stop watching his movies once they discover that we can just do a podcast about his movies.
Yeah. But yeah, those are some good words that you had. I don't really appreciate them, but I accept your opinion.
Thank you.
You know, we've always talked about the characters first, and I think that's fine. But let's talk about, well, spoilers.
Oh yeah,
First of
spoiler
all.
alert.
Some things that I didn't really get the first time I watched it in theaters.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I've probably watched this movie once or twice since then. And for the podcast, I watched it about 2 times. And then I rewatched the fireplace scene a few times.
Mm-hmm.
With Talia and Bruce.
Yes.
Or Mrs. Tate, as she's known.
Yes.
I had to watch that a few times. But yeah, I didn't realize that this movie was such a huge gap between The Dark Knight and Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah,
It's like 8. It's like 8
7
years.
or 8 years, right? Yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of crazy.
It is. It is kind of crazy.
Um.
Tell me what you like about this movie, and then we can talk about what you don't like. You know,
Okay.
I want you to explain to me, because I like this movie. I just don't love it. You know what I mean? Like, it's probably my least favorite of the Nolan trilogy.
Well, I think this movie has the best fighting out of the three. It has the best action sequences. I really like Christian Bale in this one more than the others. Tom Hardy's great, of course, as Bane. And then Joseph Gordon-Levitt is awesome as the police officer who turns into Robin at the end.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a big epic. There's just a lot going on, lots of angles. You got old decrepit Bruce, and then you got Catwoman, played by the fantastic Anne Hathaway.
Anne Hathaway.
And then Thomas Hardy. He's just so good.
People meme on his voice, but I think his voice is really good, and I think it's intimidating. I don't get why people are so distracted by it and think it's funny. I think it's actually good.
Yeah, he didn't mess up the audio whatsoever. It was I was a little worried about that. I remember in the movie theater he was pretty loud, but no, he was perfectly mixed and didn't sound like he was dubbed at all.
Well, it was good. Can I tell you some of the things I really like about this movie?
Sure.
I do like this movie, by the way.
Really?
Yes, I love. Okay, love is a strong word. I really like the things that I really like about this movie, are all like Bruce and Alfred. I think Alfred and Bruce have great moments in this movie. It's like, for me, it really brings the whole trilogy together. Surprise, surprise, the third movie ties things up. But for me, on a symbolic level, this movie really succeeds. Because maybe in the second and first movie, you think of the Batman as like this good thing. But you realize that like Batman truly is another persona. And it represents Bruce's guilt and Bruce's pain and Bruce's anger that he channels into something good, right? But ultimately, when you go through a trauma, the solution isn't to channel your pain into something else. The solution is to let go, right? And this movie is all about him letting go of Batman, because that's what he needs to do to actually move past his parents' death and Rachel's death and his own death to hope and all that jazz, So I think it's really powerful, the things that Alfred says when he's like, his dream is that he never would have come back to Gotham and that he could have just moved on and had a life. But he gave his life to Batman. He gave his life to despair and to guilt and to anger. And for Bruce to really live again, Batman has to die. Anyway, so like for me, on that level, this movie really works. The level where it doesn't work is I just feel like it just meanders around. It just does stuff it doesn't need to do. It just takes forever.
Like what, Josh?
Like half of it. Like, I don't know. It's like, why are we like, I don't think they needed Daggett to be in this to complicate things. I think he was only in the movie so they could get Natalie Portman not Natalie Portman, Anne Hathaway as Catwoman. I think that otherwise they could have had some other way for Bane to get in the city that would have made more sense. And like made, I just don't know. I feel like most of the movie should have taken place after Bane took over. It's just, it feels like it's rushed, but like it's slow. It's just, I don't know. I feel like this movie doesn't make a whole lot of sense until you've watched it several times, which I have. So like, I understand what's going on. I don't know. The other movies.
I think Daggett's one of the best characters in the movie.
Daggett's a good character, but it doesn't help the whole plot. They could have done that in a different way that didn't take an hour. That's the problem with Daggett. I like Daggett.
But without Daggett, you wouldn't have had that wonderful scene where he gets killed.
That's true. You couldn't have Daggett.
He's like the Count Dooku of the Batman movies.
He is. I don't know. It's just meh. So tell me what you actually like, because
so I don't like this movie.
You're a liar. You're a liar. Everyone knows.
Yeah, this movie does meander. This movie is too long. This movie has the worst action scenes. I just want to make sure that everyone knows I really don't like this movie.
I was like, Chris is lying.
The action scenes are terrible. They're distractingly bad, actually. Christian Bale in this movie? No.
You really don't like Christian Bale? I think he's great in
He
this
got
movie.
even gravelier in his voice as Batman.
His Batman voice is bad. It's worse. But
It's worse
Christian Bale
somehow.
gives his best performance in this movie as Bruce.
I would agree. He's still, I don't like him as Bruce Wayne.
I understand.
He's somehow more of a crybaby than emo Robert Pattinson. Like, it's been 8 years, dude. It's almost a decade. He's like, everything I had, I lost.
Rachel.
And now there's nothing out there for me.
Rachel is dead and I'm sad.
Yeah, Rachel's dead. Alfred, there's nothing.
Dude needs to move on.
Like, that's the most selfish and conceited thing you could have ever said to the person who raised you.
I know.
There's
gave
nothing
him
for
everything.
me. Yeah. You know that one girl that I dated in high school who was like gonna get married to another guy? She was all I had, man.
It all ended
Now
when
she's
she
gone.
died. No, I'm with you.
Yeah. Jordan Gordon-Levitt. I just don't know. Sometimes I feel like he was only in this movie because he was in Inception.
You don't like
I feel
him
like Christopher
becoming-
Nolan does favors for people.
He definitely does.
Too much.
But you don't like that he was going to be the next Batman?
No, I don't. I
Really?
don't like it.
I think it's kind of fine. It's kind of nice.
If you're not going to do anything with it, why even say?
Well,
Just end it.
I don't know. It's kind of nice. The city needs a
guess.
Dark Knight,
I
as it were.
guess.
I didn't know
Yeah,
you'd be so
I
cynical
guess.
about this movie.
Anne Hathaway, more like, Anne, get away from me. Get out of this movie.
Dang, you don't like her? I liked her performance more this time, but I still don't like her as Catwoman. Michelle
She's
Pfeiffer was
terrible. And I've like the first time I saw this movie, I was like, "Wow, Anne Hathaway's great." You know, maybe I have a crush on her or something.
I feel like she looks
no,
really weird
she's-
in the Catwoman suit. I think it's kind of a bizarre
She
suit.
just looks weird. I don't.
She looks 10
Not
years
really.
too old, but also
Yeah,
just wrong. I don't know.
she does not come off as the agile person that she portrays.
No, I agree, and I think that she does a little too many, a few too many things with her legs. You know, there are things she could have done with her arms that would have been easier.
Well, cats use their hind legs more than their front paws.
I've actually never seen a cat do anything with anything other than its back legs, so I'm with you.
Yeah.
It's just kind of odd. I was like when she gets into the thing, I think with Daggett, and she like kicks a lever to like make the thing go down. I'm like, your hands were like right there, like just.
And it's so awkward because obviously she's not like a flexible person or like a very agile person. She's too tall, man. It looks weird.
And I don't know, like she just looks really well put together. It might be that we saw her in like a really opulent circumstance when you first
She doesn't
meet her.
seem like the hooker that her friend
She
is.
definitely doesn't seem super poor.
No, when she's
You know what
supposed to be.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
just like, I don't know, just like her hair and like, but again, it might be because we saw her at this super rich party in the beginning, so I immediately think like, you don't look
Maybe.
poor, but her friend looks poor. You know
Yeah,
what
her
I
friend
mean?
looks like a scrapper. Like, yeah.
Her friend looks like she lives on the streets, man. So I'm like, I feel like that would have made more sense because she looks more.
Yeah.
Anyway, but it's just so I kept thinking that the whole time. I'm like, you look like, you know,
Like a business lady.
like a businesswoman. Like
Yeah.
you're rich, man. Okay, I'm glad you thought that too. I thought it was odd. And again, I think she looks a little too old. But she kind of has to be because
I
Batman's supposed to be like 50 or something. So I get it, you know.
Yeah, I guess.
I
They
don't
have
get
to
it.
get
I don't think
together.
it was worth it. I think that Bruce could have lived alone. Oh, question. Do you want him to die? Like, did you want him to be dead?
Do I want Christian Bale to die?
In real life.
In real life.
Did you want Bruce Wayne to die at the end of this movie?
I just think it's... How could he have not died? It's a nuclear bomb.
Gotta get 6 miles away from that thing. Well,
He didn't
autopilot,
get
Chris.
anywhere near
Autopilot.
Yeah, but from our point of view, when he's just like looking out over the horizon with his mouth open, he was definitely over the ocean.
Yeah, he swam. Don't you know that?
And he had 5 seconds left. I just don't think it's possible.
I'm with you. Although thematically, I actually do like that he lives.
Yeah, thematically, yeah. I don't know if I would want Batman to die at the end.
Batman
Not at the end of
Chris.
this
Batman
story.
died. Bruce lived.
Yeah.
Get it right.
Just not at the end of this movie. If Batman died in The Dark Knight, it would have made more sense.
I agree with that.
Just because this movie's so silly and all over the place.
This is a bizarrely silly movie, too. There's way more puns. Like,
more puns, yeah.
This movie feels more like an early era Batman movie to me. So that's what it feels like. You know what I mean? It's and stuff, just the random things that they gave Anne Hathaway to say. They're like all puns.
Yeah.
Or they're all supposed to be like MCU quips before the MCU even did that.
Or maybe they're just really badly executed. They sound like puns.
They might have.
I don't think she says a lot. I think I just only remember "Cat Got Your Tongue." That was the only one I remember. Like so maybe everything else is just so bad it sounds like she's trying to do a pun.
Yeah,
it comes off that way.
Speaking of writing, there was one line from John Daggett where like she has him pinned to the floor. And I was like, oh my gosh, Christopher, really? That's how you decided to do this? And she's like, where's my thing? And he's like, your thing, which would erase your identity forever and erase all existence of you, allowing you to start a new life?
He says that twice in a row.
Doesn't exist. You know, it's just like...
He says that twice. He says that in the apartment and then on the rooftop or whatever.
Fully explains what the thing is.
Yeah.
Like
purely, we get it.
Like, obviously for us.
Yeah.
But it just doesn't feel very subtle.
And that has to be like the worst fight scene in the whole movie.
That's a pretty
when you
bad
see
one.
people doing like somersaults and just doing backflips, flying away, not being touched by Batman or Catwoman.
And there's banter during that fight that's kind of rough. Like when he kicks the gun out of her hand and she's like, oh,
no guns.
But that takes all the fun away. Where's the fun in that? And you're like, oh, where's the fun in not shooting people to death, Anne? It's just like, I don't know. It's just like, This is the first time they make a weird deal out of his not killing thing. Because, like...
Yeah.
I don't think he would have not killed someone in self-defense. I think he would have not executed someone. Which is a little different. Like, I think he doesn't want to murder people. Like this Batman.
He never killed anybody, though, except for Harvey Dent.
I feel like he's killed people. like he's killed people.
Yeah. Just
some of the things he does, you know? But I don't know. I don't think he'd shoot people, though. Because he's not trying to kill them. But anyway. They just made a big deal out of it in this movie.
No, yeah. It was a little weird. Let's talk about Tom Hardy. You know, I heard this was like some inside baseball stuff.
Hello.
But his face really isn't messed up in real life, and he's actually British.
Shut up. This whole episode...
He was just really self-conscious about his, like, really large lips.
They're huge. Have you seen them?
They are huge. Yeah.
They are bulbous.
And I feel for him. Like that's why he wore a mask for most of Dunkirk also.
True. And that's why in Mad Max Fury Road, his head is blown off for the last 3 hours. Mm-hmm. He doesn't have a head for most of the movie.
In Inception, they just CG a face over his lips.
That's why he looks like Leonardo DiCaprio.
Mm-hmm. It's basically the same character.
I mean, they are in the movie.
He just has a big gun.
Bigger.
Because he's a bigger gun because he's a slightly larger man.
And he thinks bigger, thinks bigger than Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty exceptional actor.
Yeah.
Acting.
I love Tom Hardy.
I know you do.
He is the only redeeming quality that's new in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Everything else, even the Ra's al Ghul part, even Lucius Fox was pretty weak in this movie.
I don't feel like they used him very much. He just kind of showed up.
Any of their good assets, really.
Except for Michael Caine. I think Michael Caine
Michael Caine was only in like the first 20 minutes.
But he kind of has to be.
Yeah.
But he's the best part of the movie for me. I think he just does, even just the one scene where he's telling Bruce that he's like, he knows that he's going to lose him because of what he's telling him about the letter. It just gets me. He's talking about he wants to go see him in France.
Why would he burn the letter?
Because he doesn't want to break Bruce's heart. He doesn't need
but now he has no proof.
He doesn't need proof. Bruce believed him.
I guess.
You know how sick it would be if he just made that up? How awful Alfred would
Bruce
have to
is
be.
like, what are you talking about?
I don't believe you.
But no, Bane is great, but his audio mixing is so horrible. Like, the movie is so quiet, dude.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. It's all over the place. It's
so quiet. I had to, like, blast it through my speakers. And then when Bane comes in, he's just like, oh, got him.
Yes, he's
just
very
terrible. So loud.
Fire rises.
But, dude, I love Bane. I love that opening shot with the plane.
Yes, me too.
I think I could have done without the little Gordon interlude, little intro when he says something about Harvey Dent.
Oh, where they're like doing the Dent's
eulogy
act thing.
Yeah, it seemed really weird and off. Like that should have been at the end of Dark Knight.
I also
not maybe the beginning.
Maybe this just shows my moral ineptitude, but like I don't have a huge problem with them having lied about Dent. You know?
No, yeah. Why did like
Gordon's
Robin?
Gordon's very guilty, and Joseph Gordon-Levitt is like, okay, look, Robin, you literally told Batman that you know he killed Harvey Dent or whatever. Like you know that
that Harvey Dent was a bad guy.
You know how it happened. So why are you mad
the truth
when you learned the truth that it's what you thought?
Your hands seem pretty filthy to me, or whatever.
Your hands seem pretty filthy to me, mister.
He has like that Brooklyn accent that he uses in every movie.
That's right.
I don't think he's a good actor.
I think he's fine. He's like Mr. Vanilla. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sure, he does a better job than I can do, but like, he's not that good.
But yeah, that Bane. Every scene with Bane, you love him.
I love him. This is the kind of movie where I know if I watched it again in a week or so, I would be sitting on my phone for most of it. But whenever Bane came on screen, I would look up,
put it down, yeah,
say everything Bane says in my head, and then when he leaves the screen, I would look back at my phone. Like,
victory defeated you.
Dude, he's so awesome. His voice is amazing. I love him. He's amazing.
Yeah, it's really good.
His performance, I personally, it's incredible. I just love Bane. Bane's awesome.
Yeah, I really wish they didn't have to dub his audio so egregiously. Because that's what they had to do. They finished the movie, and then watching it, they're like, his voice is way too quiet. We can't hear what he's saying. It's just like, but Christopher Nolan wanted that. I don't know if you've heard about this. Okay. But for whoever hasn't heard about it, Christopher Nolan didn't really want you to hear what he's saying because he thought it didn't matter what Bane was saying. Just like a dictator. He's just like saying things.
Yeah, it was just...
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who we are. It doesn't matter what he says. But I guess Warner Bros. Or Warner Brothers wanted to hear those words. So then they had to write a whole script for Bane willy-nilly. And
I love the idea that like before Warner Brothers got caught up in this, Tom Hardy was just saying whatever he wanted. Like
yes.
I'm glad. I like the quotes I get from Bane.
Yeah.
I wish I was better
He's
at
great.
remembering exactly what he says, because I lose all the power, but man, I think he's just awesome.
The League of Shadows. I love how he says that.
Oh
He
my
gets all
gosh.
like, sounds like Sauron or something.
That's right, dude.
Now,
What do you think of the twist? Like, did the twist surprise you when you first saw this movie? That Talia
it probably confused me.
Confused
'Cause
or
obviously
surprised? You know?
Because like at first they're trying to get you to think that the kid is Bane, when that's obviously a girl. I don't care if you shave her head. That's a girl.
Really, I could have been tricked. I could have thought that was a little man.
And Joey King did a great job playing the girl. I loved her performance.
Was it a boy? Are you telling me that Joey King is a boy?
No, Joey King is a girl.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that whole prison thing. I thought it was neat.
Really? I like the prison. I think everything that
liked it.
happens in the prison is quite good.
I don't know why that Bruce's friend, who's not the doctor, like not the blind doctor, but the other guy, he goes from having like a Middle Eastern accent to having just a full-on British accent by the time he's leaving. I thought he was Michael Caine. I was like, what's going on here?
That's actually Bruce hallucinating. Just kidding. I don't know. That'd be dope though,
Maybe.
if that was.
Maybe the whole prison was a hallucination. It was Scarecrow.
This actually is the first movie still. Oh my gosh. The Joker's not
That
even
would be
real.
so sad.
What do you think about the message that they give him at the end, that like in order to have hope and in order to reach your full potential you need fear? What do you think about that? With the
I thought
not
that was
using the
really
rope.
good. I thought that was really good. That was a neat touch. Makes total sense that you need, like, fear is that primal emotion that you need for a lot of things, making decisions and whatnot, and it drives you. And Bruce lost that, I guess. He lost the emotion of fear. So,
Didn't have
yeah, I
anything
liked
left.
it.
Nothing left to lose now that Rachel's gone.
I'm not afraid of dying.
That's what you need most.
His voice is so bad in this. It's so gravelly.
Yeah.
And I think this is the one where his mouth was open the most. Yes. He looks so stupid when he's looking over the horizon at the end. Like that one shot, he's like...
Oh, Christian. Why does no one tell him to close his mouth? I just don't
I
understand.
don't know. There's flies going in there, man.
It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Well, then where does this rank among the Nolan Batmans for you?
Oof. Oh, man. From a movie standpoint, this is the worst. Just solely as a film critic.
Wow.
It's as a critique, Chris critiques. I would say this is the worst.
Wow.
Bane would probably put it in the middle because of how good he is. He carries the movie.
Dang.
Yeah, I'm not putting this. I can't honestly put it over any of the others, really.
Dang.
It does
dude.
not need to be 2 hours and 44 minutes.
Dude,
It doesn't need to be that long.
You completely tricked me, by the way. I thought you were being completely honest. I was ready for an hour of fighting you. I was like,
No, that was
All
a bit.
right. The bit was strong. I had no idea it was
I think the bit was a little too strong.
I was like, dang, all right. The thing is, from talking to you in the past, I would have believed you because you used to love this movie.
I've just been gaslighting you this whole time.
You're a liar. You're a liar.
No, I only like Bane. I've never liked this movie.
You've been gaslighting me for over a decade then.
Well, it's because I remember saying that I really liked Bane, and I think you and Jarrett were both like, that movie wasn't very good. And then
it began.
I just started saying it's my favorite one.
Oh my gosh. The jig is up.
Yeah, for now. Jared doesn't listen to this, so I still can play with him. But, yeah, this movie is not good. Like, Spider-Man 3 is better than this by a long shot.
Yes, that's a bad movie.
I would say, actually, the Spider-Man trilogy is leaps and bounds better than these movies.
I mean, it sounds wild when you say that. But, I mean, Spider-Man 2 is phenomenal.
Spider-Man 2, Spider-Man 1 I love.
The Dark Knight's
I love Spider-Man 3. I don't care what people say. Spider-Man 3 is a fantastic movie.
I like Spider-Man 3. I think it's fun.
Honestly, Spider-Man 3 is probably the second favorite, if not my favorite out of the trilogy of those movies.
Dang. Is the first one your least favorite?
I can go either way because that movie is just so good.
I know. Yeah. I understand. Spider-Man is great. Yeah. Spider-Man pulls my heartstrings too. So I can just relate with Spider-Man a lot more than what? You can relate with him more than Batman?
Maybe.
I definitely can. I mean, I think after all of this, I think Robert Pattinson's Batman, this like put such a sour taste in my mouth for the Nolan trilogy that I think Pattinson's Batman is my favorite now. Even though I really do, I think The Dark Knight is phenomenal. But I think because of the movies that come before and after, I think The Batman is better.
What have we said in every one of these reviews? Everything around Batman is a lot better than Batman.
That's true.
Michael Caine's better. Gary Oldman is better. You got Morgan Freeman is better.
Anne Hathaway
in at least the first two. What?
I said Anne Hathaway is better.
And Castaway is better. And has a way of making it into this movie somehow.
Yeah, I know. Very odd.
No, Anne Hathaway is weird. Like, weird. I've never really thought about it. But she's by far the worst Catwoman.
Yeah. Zoe Kravitz is way better. Michelle Pfeiffer's
What's a good movie with Anne Hathaway in it? What's a good Anne Hathaway movie?
I've never seen it, but people really like
Let's look them
Vendetta.
Up.
That was like her first movie, right?
Which one?
V for Vendetta, or am I thinking of the other person?
I thought that was Keira Knightley.
Frick, dude, I don't know anything. Let me look.
Maybe.
Oh, The Devil Wears Prada. Movies. I actually kind of like The Devil Wears Prada a lot. She's in Interstellar? I didn't even remember that she's the daughter.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. She's fine in that.
Yeah.
I'm looking. Oh, she's in Serenity. She's in several movies with Matthew McConaughey. I didn't know. Apparently she's in The Dark Knight. She's probably like in a background scene.
I don't believe that for a second. Because they were auditioning. She auditioned for this movie.
Maybe it lied. I don't know. Dude, am I insane? Apparently she's not in V for Vendetta. Who's in V for? Is that someone else?
It's Keira Knightley, no? Or Natalie Portman? One of those two.
It's probably Natalie Portman. I always confuse them for no reason, even though I know they're not the same person. Yeah, it's Natalie Portman. I just want to.
Oh, she's in Brokeback Mountain. I forgot about that. Yeah,
I didn't know she was
fine in that.
Well, apparently she's actually not even been in that much, if we're being real. I mean, like,
well, she's just been in a lot of bad movies.
Yeah, a ton of just dumb, bad movies. Though, you forgot Elmo's Christmas Countdown.
Yes.
Yeah, apparently Anne Hathaway sucks. I mostly remember her from Les Mis, if I'm being honest with you.
I know you really don't like Nicole Kidman, but I think Anne Hathaway is far less,
Do I not
far
like
less
Nicole
impressive.
Kidman?
No, you,
Oh, I hate
you
Nicole
really
Kidman.
don't.
I remember who this person is.
Yeah, she's the every woman, right? Or she's just.
She just blends into nothingness.
You didn't like her in The Others?
I've never seen The Others. You talk about The Others all the time, though.
It's a great movie. She
I don't
does
trust
it's a
anything
really
you say
good
anymore. You
performance.
probably hate The Others. You're probably just trying to trick me into watching The Others. You're trying to bait me into something, dude. I don't trust you anymore.
No.
Chris's least favorite movie to ever exist is The Others, and he's been waiting for a decade for me to watch it and tell him I like it, so he can be like, "You idiot! The Others sucks."
Yeah, you never know.
Dude, I never do know. That's the problem.
You never know.
But yeah, man. I mean, do you have some fast one? I don't
Fast ones for this movie?
have
Heck no.
anything else to say. I mean, this movie's
I wish the
it's a
fast one was the
mediocre-
movie.
Oh!
I wish that went by a lot faster.
Dude, I was baffled.
Quicker.
I totally believed you. I was
Quicker.
like, he wanted this. He liked the length of this movie. He liked this movie.
Not long enough.
Not long enough. You're insane. What a wild episode this is. And
Yes.
what a not great movie this is.
Yeah.
Christopher Nolan's worst work, easily.
Can we just say the Batwing sucks in this movie? It looks awful.
It doesn't even have wings. All
It
right.
looks like I don't even know what it looks like a flying piece of seaweed.
It's like a hovercraft. I hate it.
Yeah.
I hate the bat.
Or like
the bat,
a
as
cosmic brownie in the air.
What happened to Lucius Fox? Like a submarine. You're just naming things the bat, Lucius. What happened to you?
I know he went from like saying clever things to just being senile and naming things the bat.
I like when the floods are coming into the tunnel. He's like, "Uh-oh." It's just like, get out of there, Lucius. Oh my gosh.
Can we also talk about what's Talia's actress's name? I don't like her.
She plays Maul in Inception, so you hate her.
In how you pronounce her last name? Colliard or
I think
is it,
Collard.
since she's French, is it huh?
I think it's Collard.
Collard?
I don't know. Let me Google Translate.
I don't like her as an actress.
Really, I like her in
And-
Inception.
When she dies in this movie, it's the funniest scene.
It's like 1, 2, 3, dead. Like,
Yeah, it's like, now close your eyes.
I thought the same thing. I was like, dang, she just died like real fast. Like it was like, boom, dead.
Yeah, nothing was wrong with her body. Like, she was just slumped over a little bit.
I mean,
Like, shouldn't Gordon have died with a nuclear reactor in a cage?
like how did? That's what I was saying when Grace and I were talking. Like, how did this dude not get crushed?
It's like,
And she-
bing, 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 bing. Just smash his body in like little bits.
He should have been a smudge on the
Little
wall.
bits. He should have been.
They should have had her go like through the windshield and go. I don't know.
Just like the passenger.
That's right.
Did you see that CG passenger that just quickly fell to the floor and stopped moving?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Yeah, the deaths in this movie are really bad. It's either your neck is broken and it's kind of believable because it's Bane, or someone shoots at you with no muzzle flash and you just end up on the ground.
Am I tripping, or did Bane just like get shot by Catwoman and then they didn't even really address it?
No, she said a pun, like, or not a pun. She was like, you know that whole rule about your no guns? I don't agree. Something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she just shot him with the bat bike. I don't know what they call that thing.
Oh yes. Yeah.
Um,
And that was it.
and
They didn't even
that
like
was
talk
it.
about it. It's like that was
And,
the
like,
best part of the movie
hasn't-
you just shot.
Hasn't Bruce been shot and stabbed before? Why was he so defeated with that one knife?
It's because he slept with her. It's emotional
Oh, you're
damage,
right.
Chris. You get betrayed by the woman you love. When the woman you love stabs you, it hurts a lot more.
I guess so. He's like, ow.
Yeah, he's breathing pretty hard. Granted, like, if I got stabbed by a
Bane's
knife, I would
crying
be...
in the background. Is that tear going down his cheek? The only thing he did wrong was he loved me.
Gosh, dude.
How could you?
How could you?
We made love in front of the fireplace.
Miss Tate. Why? Yeah.
Yeah, not good.
Not good at all. Yeah, weird, man. I would have been surprised, but I think predominantly I would have just been confused. So, are you gonna stab him?
I bought this after watching The Dark Knight Rises because I thought I loved it so much.
So you did love it at one point. Now you're gaslighting yourself, dude.
I'm done. I got nothing. I got no more words for this movie.
I think
this movie took too much time out of my life, anyways.
Yeah, this movie should not be taking any more of your guys' time. Okay, you don't need to watch it. Watch a synopsis. Like, watch the cinema therapy episode on it. It's so much better if you just listen to people explain it and like the symbolism and like what it means. It's way better than actually watching it, because watching it is just like. So listen to us and then go listen to other people and then never watch the movie.
That's right. Or just look up all the Bane scenes.
Very true. Just get a supercut of Bane.
And rewatch the fireplace scene multiple times.
Yeah, you got to see that scar and how she moves. And you get to look at Christian Bale's beautiful scarred torso. Why not?
My favorite part is when they kiss.
Chris loves watching that part. He watches it all the time.
All right. If you liked what you listened and what you saw, please go to YouTube, where you are right now, I guess.
Remain
and,
where you are.
Hit that like button. Hit that follow button. Hit the subscribe. Hit the bell. Write a comment. And if you're extra feisty, and if you feel like Robin Hood, you take a lot and you give to us, right? You go to patreon.com/Futon Talks and you can donate a little bit.
We'd love that.
Help us out, buy our gear, buy our software that we use.
Yes.
All the money goes straight to the show.
That's right. Every last penny, baby.
But I'm Christopher Midling. This is Josh Castro.
Yes.
Signing out.
Josh out.